guys. Yo. Welcome to Betway's Mallam Go podcast with me, Sicho, and Danny, and Victor Achutamaklo. Guys, thank you very much for always tuning into the pod. I'll do a very quick one and go. But before that, guys, I've got good news for you. What Betway are gonna do for you is that you can use the promo code Mallam Go on Betway, and then you get free bets. So head over to Betway, use the promo code Mallam Go, and then you can bet for free on Betway's platform. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for all your messages that keep coming through, or your comments that keep coming through our comment sections. So the more recent pod that we recorded on the matter of Sterling, the youth ministries wahala with GBC, and we also did preview the games that were coming up in the previous Premier League games. Got plenty of messages again, and most of you also dropped your comments in. Let me just take a couple of minutes, and then we appreciate some of the messages coming through. So this one is from Aston Martin. He says, the way Chelsea are signing players nowadays, are you guys not sure that it is human trafficking? They need to be investigated. They need to investigate. The shout out to coach and the number 10 of Mallam Go podcast. Yeah, coaches are number 10. Today he's not there, so he's not there to distribute the passes. Sharaf Awal says, I'm never watching this in public again. Hey, Charlie, we are sorry. Then Coftown Babe said, 2 whole hours. My day is made. Then Isaac North said that I will die for Mallam Go podcast on Monday to review the weekend matches. Look, we've had a lot of that. Yeah. People want us to, but we are looking at the possibility of doing it, right? We're looking at the possibility of bringing you just reviews of the weekend matches, and once that is cooked, we'll serve it to you. So let's watch this space. Anabi Salamanca says that all this for Noni to score hat-trick after and Neto assists Felix for his goal. Coach, let's have patience. Yeah, the Chelsea performance against Wolves,
bro.
The way he cancelled the conversation that was hard on them
for 1 week.
For 1 week. Danny, this one for you. This Raphael Kwesi says that Danny K in Chelsea jersey is giving me Bakayoko vibes. Oh, Charlie.
Yeah, the Bakayoko. Yeah, Bakayoko Morata. Yeah.
Okay, Al Hassan Abdul Sameh says there's something special about the Mallam Go podcast. I don't know though, but there is. Shout outs to the hosts, the cameraman. Big shouts to the camera guys.
One of our crew members is called Asaka. So he brings the American vibe. That is the secret ingredient.
Spice.
Asaka, he did some music video with plus Slim Den. Kimpaluta, they do back in
I watched the one in the Christmas
Santa. Yeah, it's for there. He says shout out to the hosts, the cameraman, the director, the fans who always make the comment section interesting. Aston Martin, I see you. Yeah, man. So this is from our Hassan Abdul Samad. Somed. Charlie, big shouts to you, man. That'd be solid one. Then that's the question. He says, tell Danny K to remove the Chelsea jersey. I wonder if another Arsenal fan Idion. Then Abina Francis says, hey, Danny K. Oh, Charlie, you get gist too. I'm thinking it's about the
and this I get more.
Yeah, so more
that's one hard feel like me.
You know what? Last week you and coach predicted that Haaland was going to score a hat-trick.
Yeah.
And boom. Yeah.
But I did.
You did as well. Yeah. So
hey, Charlie.
Yeah. So
Mason Mount, he do yawa. I will tell you. Mason Mount, he's do yawa.
He's slack.
He do yawa.
He's slack big time.
Yawa. We'll come to it. We'll come to it. Okay. Prince Code there says that creates a clarification on the All African Games saga. Thank you very much. I'm happy you understood the clarification that the gentleman brought on board. This one is for Omo Ahaji watching from the UAE. Big shout out to all the guys in UAE. I'll be there soon.
There's a huge Ghanaian contingent out there,
yeah. And in Saudi too.
Yeah.
So in fact, in the entire Gulf region, there are a lot of Ghanaians there. When we went to Qatar, the apartment that we were at, every service provider there was a Ghanaian.
In fact, my father-in-law is in Saudi.
Fantastic.
So from the estate manager, so that perhaps is where it starts from. Someone in top management who hires the cleaners, every other employee there that I encountered in our apartments was a Ghanaian.
Right.
GH.
Brilliant. So the comments are plain. So we've got close to 100 comments. I'm trying to
I didn't read Kofta Babe's comments.
I've read Kofta Babe. Kofta understand that. She's the one that I look out for all the time because she's our Kofta. She's our babe. She's a Mallam go babe.
Quick.
Yeah. All right, now let's start the conversation. So if you've not heard, I'm sure you have, but just in case you missed it, the UEFA Champions League draw is live. It's been done. We know how and what games are going to come up. But there's been a massive conversation about what it all means and if people even understand what this new format is all about. Here on Mallam Go Podcast, at least for this first part, we are going to be trying to explain what the new format means and how it's all going to unfold. So yeah, we saw the Champions League draw. Remember that this time around, it's expansive, or it's been an extended number of teams in the UEFA Champions League from 32 teams to 36 teams. So like for Real Madrid like this, who were, if you like, the top seed because they are the defending champions in there, there are 8 games that they will play. They've got Dortmund at home. They've got Liverpool at Anfield. They've got Milan at the Bernabeu. They've got Atalanta at Bergamo. They've got Salzburg at Bernabeu. Lille away in France. Stuttgart in Germany. Brest away from home. In this new format, you can't play more than 2 teams from the same league.
Yeah.
Or the same federation.
And you cannot meet teams from your own.
Yeah, you can't meet teams
well.
from your own league as well. So, yeah.
Actually, the boys who want to fool every time Brest lose a match this season, they are going to reference the fact that Brazil is no longer there to
rescue them. So it's not holding them, Charlie. And then Man City have got some very cracking games as well.
Yeah.
They've got Inter Milan, they've got PSG, they've got Juventus. At least those are the 3 top liners out of the 8 games that they'll play. Then Bayern Munich have got PSG, Barcelona. And then for English fans, there will be Aston Villa who will be playing Bayern Munich. And that game would be at the Villa Park. So think about it. As an Aston Villa fan, in the last 4 decades or so, you've not seen anything in Europe. And all of a sudden, Bayern Munich in all of its glory will be at the Villa Park. That will be, man.
I was looking at Nasser Al-Khelaifi's face during the draw.
PSG is hard.
Okay, so they will be at home to Man City. They'll have to go to Allianz Arena against Bayern. Then they'll have to be at home to Atleti. Then they will go to the Emirates against Arsenal.
What is this?
Then PSV.
Ooh.
So their easier games are actually on the last. By
4.
which time they probably would have been out of contention for an automatic qualification.
So the way, okay, so what UEFA also said was the fixture placements and times will be released by the software on Saturday.
Yeah.
But what we have now is not necessarily how they are going to be playing.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we have now is who they are facing in pot 1.
Yeah.
Who they are facing in pot 2. Who they are facing in pot 3. And but the fixtures could be that you play pot 4 team first or before something.
No, but
it's still very tricky for PSG.
To be frank,
there is no combination that's going to be
3
easy.
out of those four games, the Atleti, Arsenal, there's who?
Bayern
City.
4.
Like they could easily lose 3 out of 4. Easily.
And this one is not home and away.
It's not home and away, so you can't rectify it.
No. So they are away to Bayern and they are away to Arsenal.
Yeah.
On paper, those were the games that I would feel like if they had home advantage, they could do something.
Yeah.
But going to Allianz Arena is extremely tough.
Yeah.
Going to the MX is extremely tough.
Even at home now, to Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, that's also tricky. Ooh. So anyway,
when I saw the inscription on his face, it didn't make sense.
He was in trouble.
Everybody go shake. Even Madrid would not want a draw like this because you don't want the stress of these games at this early in the competition.
And then there is also for Liverpool, they'll play against Real Madrid at Anfield.
Yeah.
They are away to RB Leipzig. They are home to Leverkusen. They are away to Milan. I think Liverpool's 8 games are quite respectively. With all due respect to the teams in their kind, they play Lille, PSV, Bologna, and Girona.
Yeah.
Tricky, but manageable.
I think Liverpool.
Yeah, tricky but manageable. Because Leipzig, Leverkusen at Anfield, Milan not great under Fonseca at the moment.
Look, even the most difficult game they have to play is at Anfield.
That's against Real Madrid. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Then there's also, so for Dortmund will play Barcelona at home.
You missed Inter.
Okay, so for Inter will play Leipzig at home.
Mm-hmm.
They'll play City away from home. They play Arsenal at home. They play Leverkusen away from home. They play
Red Star
Belgrade, Young Boys, Monaco, Spartak Praha as well. again, tricky one for Inter, especially between the City to
The first three fixtures.
yeah, first three
of the first
Leipzig,
4 games.
Man City, Arsenal, Leverkusen could be tricky for Inter.
But wait, they are facing Leverkusen at home. Oh.
They play Leverkusen away in
Okay,
Germany at the Bay
Leverkusen is
Arena.
away, but Leipzig is at home.
At the Bay Arena,
So,
yeah.
What for Leipzig there, no lie.
Yeah.
Leipzig,
I think they've got what it takes to look. They are a good side. They can trouble everybody in here. Especially, I think the most difficult game for them would be between the Arsenal and City games, where Arsenal is at home, City is away. That is what will be tricky.
Look, the thing when it comes to the Champions League, I trust Inter. They can be inconsistent, perhaps maybe in the knockout stages, but at this level, they will be good enough to possibly even finish among the top 8 teams.
Look, you see, this thing, it is important that the big teams finish in the top 8.
Yeah.
You don't, because of the timing of the draw.
Yeah.
Somebody could be in poor form and finish in 23rd, and then by February
Pick some form,
and you who
and then
finish
the
in
playoffs,
9th
no,
place,
some 2 injuries be. Then your
it
team
go
is
fit
gone.
spoil everything.
Yeah.
So just finish in the
Or
top
some
8.
2 suspensions.
And you have even, I think it's a week or 2 rest before
yeah.
you.
Yeah, that's right.
It's really important.
And in fact, because of the new format and because of the playoff time, the English, the FA, they made, I don't know if you paid attention to the Carabao Cup draw. All the teams that are playing in the Champions League for England,
Yeah, they avoided
put
each
them,
other.
Yeah, they put them in a different pool so that because of that space, that playoff space, that week you take a Carabao Cup week or something. So, Dortmund will play Barcelona at home, Real Madrid away from home, Shakhtar Donetsk at home, Club Brugge away, Celtic, Dynamo, Sturm Graz, and then Bologna. Apart from the first 2 games, look, but apart from the pot 1 teams, Barca and Real Madrid, I think Dortmund have got a very good chance.
Look, to be frank, with the new format, if you are a top side or a nearly top side, you don't make top 24 there, then
Some way, yeah.
It's serious some way.
Yeah,
Top
serious
24 teams.
But the good thing is we're going to see more beautiful games or more big games early on in the Champions League than we used to see.
The schedule that I've seen, they're going to have 1 big game per night. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then the next Tuesday and Wednesday, you're going to have 1 big game each night. So this time around, they are actually in the past there were periods when, especially for the knockouts.
Last season's this one.
Season, it was terrible until quarters. Champions League was bad until semis or quarters.
Even the semis was boring.
Charlie!
Quarters,
the big games were on one side.
Arsenal Bayern were playing on
one
the same time
side,
as who was it? I think Man City, Madrid.
Some terrible dysfunction.
So it looks like we may have that already resolved, and so going forward, we won't have those issues of crazy fixtures, but nothing exciting.
Following the Dortmund and
But there's this RB Leipzig are in trouble because they play Liverpool at home, they play Inter Milan away from home, they play Juventus at home, they play Atletico Madrid away from home. They play Sporting Lisbon at home. Celtic, Aston Villa, Sturm Graz. Go!
For them, we want them to go out.
Leipzig.
With this new format, it's big game after big game.
Yeah.
We don't want, you see, the reason why I was deep in this thing, the reason why I like this new format is you can't hide.
You can't hide.
You can't hide.
If you are good, you are good.
Okay, you can't do Dortmund and PSG things.
No.
And then be
sneaking your way through.
You remember the Champions League 2011? To be honest, when Barcelona beat Man U in the final, I understood. Go pass some place and you go meet Schalke for semi-final. Then you scatter them. Then you are sitting there waiting for. Then Barca go play all these big balls. Of course, if they reach the final,
they for still Chelsea
before they can reach and then you won't score them.
Okay, so we've got Bayern Munich against Barcelona's. This is Barcelona's 8 games. They play Bayern, Dortmund, Atalanta, Benfica, Young Boys, Red Star Belgrade, Brest, and then Monaco. I think Hansi Flick should be able to. So pretty much that's how the new Champions League is going to look like. Let us know in the comments if you enjoy what you are seeing.
You left out Juve and Arsenal's fixtures.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean Arsenal and Juve were not in pot 1. I looked at pot 1.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
but those are about the 2 remaining big teams that we didn't touch on.
Okay. Yeah, so Arsenal will play PSG away. Then Arsenal will play Inter Milan at home. Arsenal will play
Shakhtar away. Atlanta at home.
Yeah.
Dynamo away. Dynamo at home.
Yeah.
Then Sporting Lisbon away. Monaco at home. Girona away.
What about Thiago Monte's Juventus? Do we have
Juventus have got City at home.
Right.
They've got Leipzig away, Benfica at home, Club Brugge away. Then you've got PSV at home, Lille away, Sturm Graz, and then Aston Villa.
Right. So we are guaranteed of quality games, at least in the first round.
Yeah.
We're guaranteed of quality games. Tomorrow, I think when the Europa League qualifiers are done, we'll know how the Europa League teams are also going to be shaping up as far as their pots are concerned. So yeah, I don't know. Do you like it?
I like it. It gives you more options in terms of the opportunities to qualify, especially the big teams, in the sense that, like Daniel said, even if you don't start the season early and you are able to stay within the top 24, you know that you have a chance of making it to the run of 16. And so you make it through to the playoff. And if by that time you're able to sort yourself, what it also means is that if you are a team that typically starts the season slow and only starts playing well after December, forget it. Because by that time, both the league formats and the first playoff phase would have been concluded. So when you start playing well in December, it won't happen. Another thing is that a lot of the teams that used to rest, right, especially like Real Madrid, would want to do their business early and avoid the playoff stage, right, and get that extra 2-week break so that the league form, their domestic competitions, do not suffer because of an extra 2 weeks. Because if you lose those 2 weeks, it means that you literally have to field the same 11 or your strongest 11 for the domestic competitions, the domestic league, and the Champions League. But if you start early and you are among the seeded teams after the league formats, you get 2 weeks off, go and cool off, and then get to rest. So that for me, the only issue is that it looks very much like the preseason competitions that we've been having.
Where the big teams, ICC Cup, the ICC
International Champions
different
Cup.
places, but
exactly.
they are playing.
Hopefully, we don't get big game fatigue, like the way we saw the Clasico so many times. It got to a point where, even though yes, they lost some stardust, but
play 5 times. Some seasons they play five times. Why?
But these 3 seasons have they played?
They played and they scored that.
No, but that 5 times, so they played, I think, twice. Once in preseason, played in the Super Cup, played in the league,
twice in the league.
They played Champions League. They played Copa del Rey to home and away.
So,
but
hopefully
that time the rivalry was high, so we're not tired of watching.
By the third or fourth one,
we're all tired of it.
Are we going to miss Man United and Chelsea's absence in this? I mean, I think UEFA would have loved to have them.
UEFA would have loved to have Man United if Ten Hag wasn't the coach. But to be frank, what happened last season, they will just waste everybody.
And you see, the other thing is that beyond the sentimental value, the arguments for having Manchester United in the competition will be money. They've locked up what they need for, at least for the first 5 years of this. Right? And as the competition grows, there are teams that may not make you as much money as Manchester United would make you if they are in the competition, but you are not running at a loss.
You see, they are offering more competitive value. That's the thing. They are offering more competitive value. On paper, Man United, Bayern was a big game. But everybody knew that at PPP, Bayern will win. Both.
Even at their worst, Bayern was still win.
Galatasaray, Man U was... Why?
Some way. Anyway, okay, so let's head over to
Gala. Man U top last, oh.
In a group of
Galatasaray,
Copenhagen and Bayern Munich. Man U could even finish third.
This will not be the first time. That was not the first time. Remember the Otelu Galati after the 2011 Champions League final? 2012
season.
Remember the Otelu Galati and those?
You see, those things, one off.
Yeah, one off. But
one off. And then Boss will win the league and come back and come and show levels in Champions League. Are you chop last, oh. Last Pepe.
And you will the cup and keep your job.
Charlie, hard.
Anyway, so now drop your comments. Let us know what you make of the Champions League. Who's your early favorites? What games are you looking forward to? Let us know what your thoughts are. Remember, as well, to head over to Betway and use the promo code MallamGo. Now, we're going to be heading into the part where you're going to be predicting massive games coming up this weekend. Remember, what we are going to be doing is that the production team is going to be picking our predictions on the pod. And they're going to be developing a slip of the predictions that we are going to be making based on the games we'll be discussing. The booking code. So down the comments or down attached to this link or attached to this pod is the link to that or that the code is going to be there, or we'll give you the link to send you to Betway so that you can, if you trust us, the Mallams, you can use our predictions and use the promo code MallamGo to go and make money for yourself. So watch out for that in the link. Guys, let's start a conversation from Germany, because at least we've seen one game from each of the teams. It looks like Bayer Leverkusen are not going to stop the last minute thing. I saw that game live. They took the lead. They were comfortable. 2 goals lead. Then they were pegged back by 2 goals. I'm sure Alonso would like to work on the team defensively. Yeah. But some way, somehow, they survived it.
Some way. And I think we spoke about it last week during the Bundesliga preview.
Yeah.
The fact that the scary thing about this Leverkusen team is they are still playing without pressure.
Yeah.
Yet they have the minds of champions. So it's like double jeopardy for their competitors. And that's not what you want at this stage of the seasons. First game of the season, difficult game on paper. It looks like they are not going to start well. Then they remind you of how good they are. So immediately they've already kicked off that belief that they can't lose.
Yeah.
Like it's already in their heads. They can't lose. They will not drop points. They will keep doing that. I was really happy that Bayern were able to respond, because Anka, that 2 points will become 4, it will become 6.
It's increasing. Yeah. But then Leverkusen play against RB Leipzig this weekend. It's a big game. Leipzig themselves didn't have an easy start. They had a red card in that first game. They won by a goal to nil. I think in the second half, not the second half started, I'll be 10 minutes into the second half, they scored that goal. But it's a huge game. They go to the Bay Arena this weekend against Bayer Leverkusen. Actually, should be a crack about where is that game going to go?
It will be, again, Leverkusen are going to run out winners on this, because, look, everyone thought what happened to Bologna was going to happen to them, but we are a few days away from the end of the transfer window. Jonathan Tah has stayed.
Yeah.
Florian Wirtz has stayed.
Yeah.
Edmond Tapsoba has stayed. Hincapi, is it?
Yeah, Hincapi is still there. Frimpong, who has been said to have been linked to Man United and Liverpool, has stayed.
The
Grimaldo has stayed.
Alex Grimaldo. And beyond that, they've signed
Boniface has stayed.
Boniface. Beyond that,
Patrick Schick. I think it's called Patrick Schick has stayed. Or you know it be so.
Look, beyond that, they've made significant acquisitions that give me a lot of confidence that they are going to kick on from what they did last season. They may not necessarily win the league, but this will be the season where they perhaps are able to win one more trophy. And I saw something on Twitter that
they've already won the Super Cup, unless it doesn't count for anybody.
It does count.
Yeah. It's huge in Germany. It's a different thing altogether.
I saw something on Twitter that I couldn't agree more with. I forgot some of the person who tweeted, but the person literally said, if karma really exists, Leverkusen have enough in the bank to go on a crazy run of form of perhaps 2 or 3 seasons unbeaten, sweep every title.
Charlie, bro.
For all the
stress.
Bro.
No stress, no disappointment they've been through.
Bro, that 202 season.
Last 3 games of the season lost them everything.
In 21 days. 21 days. Pokal, League,
Champions League.
Everything. Zizou.
Finished and lost their players too.
Yes, everybody.
So look, for me,
but when you've gone through that kind of disappointment, it's difficult to kickstart. A lot of the players will feel like
Lucio left, Balak left, Roberto
left.
Bebatov left.
So the Thomas guy, how do you pronounce the name? Is it Sankara or Kankara or
which Thomas?
Oh, there is a guy in the Thomas
in the Leverkusen team.
I've tried that.
Call him Thomas. No, nobody will beat you.
But generally, they look better prepared for this season than they were last term. Of course, retaining their key assets were good, but they've made some smart acquisitions as well. And look, even the great teams that used to score, made it a habit to score in late games, didn't do it as consecutively as we're seeing Leverkusen twice already. Borussia Mönchengladbach, and then last weekend as well. And I thought last weekend that maybe this penalty doesn't go in. But Florian Wirtz just shows up and then... And
if it didn't go in, he scored from the rebound.
But in the end, you're looking at...
Go be good.
Go be good.
Boga, it is what matters.
But okay. So they play against... What will be your prediction? Leverkusen winning?
They win.
Leverkusen win.
They win. So perhaps 3 goals, minimum of 3 goals in this.
In the game.
Because it looks like
high scoring goals.
Yeah,
it looks like. So, would they win?
Pop the balloon the bill.
Yeah, you fool. You say you go YouTube way. I mean, this is all football. But this guy is fool. You say he go YouTube way, Charlie. He then wife, he watch Pop the Balloon. Say you go send me the link, make me the wife you watch. But if you marry them, you send me link.
Charlie, the view.
But as you start Africa, say they can't talk some story.
He say,
Boy, the B.
he say,
It can't be of the Missy Mount story.
yeah, after the pod, we'll talk about. But okay, so let's look at this game. Bayern Munich, though. Look, Vincent Kompany's reign has started as a Bayern coach.
At home. You are playing at home this
At
season.
home, it wasn't. Okay, this is this week they are home.
Yeah.
But their first game was away from home. Wasn't the most convincing
tough.
victory, but it's still a victory that they. I think this is one of the games that they could have lost.
Leverkusen, when they say belief, fighting spirit, this Bayern win less is one of the most
make a finish.
Win.
You don't make a
But
finish.
this looked very much like the Bayern of last season.
So I'm saying that.
So you had everything. You had everything that last season.
But the game set for them, then they went to full in the second half.
So this is a game last season. They would have drawn or lost.
Yeah.
Last season they could have very good first halves.
Yeah.
Then just
But second half they could have very
apart.
poor first half. The second half they come in, it's too late. But somehow they managed to dig themselves out of it.
But they go, why did they give it as own goal? It be Mula and goal.
Charlie, but
You be var.
No, but that goal be Mula and goal.
one of the things that I think company has to work on and cut out of the team is this whole Kim Min-jae thing. It is beginning to look like the teams who didn't get him dodge the bullet, because I cannot for the life of me make sense of the consistency of these mistakes and the misfortunes.
Yeah.
If he's not making a mistake, some deflected shot from somewhere,
Just not being able to. But there are two things. The Kim agree. It didn't look like he was. And there was also Kimmich in midfield around Pavlovic. It wasn't working.
That thing
Kimmich.
you stop. You see,
bro,
the
I've
Kimmich-
come to
there's a
accept
reason why
I've
the
come to accept
seniors-
that Thomas Tuchel was right.
The Kimmich
It's not-
thing
you
is
see-
not working.
look, when Kimmich started playing right back,
Yeah.
before Tuchel came,
Yeah.
national team, if he was that good, they would have drafted him into midfield.
Yeah.
They didn't. When your seniors are doing something, when your seniors have seen something, they just maintain it. They don't come and do too no.
You see,
Yeah.
because
And no, seriously
got a
speaking,
few games-
I'm surprised that
the gap in the
Goretzka,
Bundesliga.
Lama
Yeah.
and Goretzka were on the bench.
Look, the gap in the Bundesliga slowly is closing. So those times where Bayern Munich could
Get away with it.
get out, they can select any team and then they'll run away with some scrappy.
That time
I was
is
watching some highlights before some season B. I think the game ended 5-4. Bayern versus, I think it was Wolfsburg or Werder Bremen. I've forgotten. But Bayern scored like 2 late 90 minutes of Alaba free kick and then Robin curled in the winner. Why am I forgetting the team they beat? But it was one of their rival teams. They slept down. They sleep.
one
Then
moment of
somebody
brilliance.
check the times. Hey, Charlie, left
Then
5
wake
minutes.
up.
So then, that thing you can't do it again.
Yeah.
So every decision counts. Every single selection, every instruction, it counts this time around. And you have to get it right. Especially when the template is there, you know that the guy in the midfield, they play, you know, be Lamo, you know, be like, be Kimmich, playing right back or sitting on the bench.
And that's why I think that they perhaps did not help company with the business they did. Because I don't think
Draw Paulinho.
I don't think Olise should have been priority. After getting Paulinho there, they needed someone who could perhaps pass and bring a bit more creativity to the midfield. Because Pavlovic,
Don't exclude company from the thing. You've not heard this kasa. He's talking
for
about
me,
how
he's the boss.
that's in we wanted it. It's a football decision. So if he played Kimmich, it's not somebody
But
set
see,
him up.
it's also a dangerous thing because if everyone can tell that your midfield is light and you want to go with the narrative that, oh, we made this decision together, when the axe falls, it will fall on you. Because at that point, you will not be able to extricate yourself from this and say that, oh, but it was obvious all previous managers had said we needed midfield reinforcement.
I think if he finds a telepathy between Lama and Paulinho to form that base, I think Paulinho is a DM, but he's very much box to box as well. He will arrive on the edge of the box. He can
You see,
score
the
goals.
issue
He's
is
big in the air.
not creative enough.
So he won't do the creativity. You've got enough players in the final third to do so.
But Pavlovic will play. He has to play.
I don't think Pavlovic is better. You see, I like Pavlovic.
The
But
other issue is
I'm not playing him ahead of. Especially in this buying team where I'll play Lima and Pavlovic.
Let's situate it on coaching principles.
Yes.
How company wants to play. He will need a controller. Paulinho can give you that. Look, Pavlovic was like straight.
But you off the ball.
but the legs, but even his legs.
So somebody will run for him.
Even his legs are not good. Which means you are counting on the two of them to play Lima and then Paulina to play the entire season.
Olion Greska.
Oh, he's
the guy they've told him that he's not.
But you selected him this weekend. If he's going, why are you picking him?
But they've told him he won't play.
No, but you selected. He was on your bench.
He's the last option. Because he's like Evans.
So make use of him.
He's making up the 18.
He's a better midfielder than Kimmich.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't understand, coaches. You put yourself in trouble. I don't like anyway. But are they winning this weekend though?
They're winning.
They play against Freiburg. Vincent Kompany's first home game. It's not
first home game.
Yeah,
I think they get the win.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. The other Bundesliga game we just predict quickly will be Bremen when they play Dortmund.
Away. Dortmund
away from home. Yeah.
You never know when they will embarrass you.
No, you don't use Dortmund to do
1.5. 1.5 it will work.
It will shock you.
1.5. Bundesliga. Start of the season. You can play 1.5. All of them will score. Let me look at last week. Let me look at
last season. Dortmund go play some game.
Let me look at last week and see which game.
Well, last minute one goal.
You know the only game that they didn't play 1.5 last week.
Which one?
Leipzig.
1-0.
Bundesliga they give plenty goals.
That would be true.
1.5.
You know the annoying thing about Dortmund? The day you'll go 1.5
that be the day
is the day Dortmund will score and they will find defensive solidity and they won't concede.
Clean sheet.
Anyway. So, I mean, so Bremen Dortmund, what's the prediction for that?
I'll stay off this one.
Dortmund
or draw. Me, I'll say 1.5.
Oh, no. Referee to blow their whistle. I see some sound before Snapchat. The guy say, they tell you like they chop them way, they tell him, party say, see, they bet right now. If you go bet, say, the players go wear jersey. Everybody will wear jersey cap. One person will wear singlets.
Whatever you go do, something will fail.
Something will happen.
Okay. Now, let's go to Serie A quickly. Inter Milan will play against Atalanta in week 3 of the Italian Serie A. Atalanta won their first game, lost their second game when they play against Torino. Torino has started the season pretty well, but Inter Milan will come up against Atalanta. Last season champions against this last season's Europa League champions, the Game of Champions.
Atalanta are out of sorts. It looks like
they also play in the Copa del Rey final. Yes,
they have injuries, eh?
Yeah. Atalanta have got injuries.
Yeah, they have some.
And they've lost some key players. Copa Mainz has joined Juve now.
Yeah.
So,
and I think the way he handled the entire thing for me was not very exciting. Literally refused to play. Then later started lying that he was injured and all of that.
Yeah.
He didn't lie. Are you a doctor?
Oh, master.
He didn't lie. And the guy didn't lie.
But
you be doctor.
Essentially, Gasperini and everyone at Atalanta felt what he said was not true. It was just a case. Essentially forced their hand until Juve could come up with the money that Atalanta wanted. Hopefully, it works out.
Did you see what Vlahovic said when Copa Mainz went to the dressing? It was like, bro, they said 24 hours. They said now it was 1 week. Now it was, you were not coming. Finally, you are here, man. It was so exciting to see. Yeah. That's what Vlahovic told him. He said, welcome to. So,
but it's good that it looks like Juve are doing everything for Motta.
Yeah.
Every single player he wants. And for Motta himself, he is making this faith, he's repaying this faith very early on. So every young player he's given opportunity to has scored or created a
He's
goal.
the only team that has won 2 out of 2 so far.
Bro,
sweet ball.
Yeah, they're looking good. I like Yildiz. I like.
Yes, some people say they need 6 months, 2 years to be able to get their team to be playing decent football.
Charlie, if they didn't sack this guy, the Ailing Junior guy, that guy, after Man U sack Rashford, I will go there in case. Even like they Aston Villa or something.
There's something loan him.
They loan him.
That
guy is sharp as Ailing Junior. He's sharp as Ailing.
But he had a lot of promise coming up.
He was in the Premier League. I think was he at Spurs or something?
Yeah, he was. He had a lot of promise coming up. But maybe he just. So I mean, Inter Atalanta. Where's the prediction?
I think my man is on Inter.
Inter at home.
It'll take Atalanta a while to really get going.
It's a home game. I think Inter will win it, but I don't expect a lot of goals.
Okay, I think Inter will win too. Yeah, I agree. Then this is a huge one. Like, it's a huge one because of the way that one of those teams has started, or in fact, 2 of those teams. So Lazio as well won their first game, lost their second, and now they lost to Udinese by 2-1. They are coming up against AC Milan. Milan, who have 1 point out of the 6 points under the new coach Paulo Fonseca. So they lost more recently against Parma
and they're playing in Rome
by 2-1. And then they will be in Rome at Olimpico against Lazio.
See, Fonseca, he needs to get serious. We all admit that he has issues with having balance in his team. But one of the things people say to shut us up is that his teams can play good football. for 180 minutes so far, you struggle to see what they want to do with the ball. And the ease with which teams carve them up open, right from the front, like from the opponent's own half, for me, really doesn't make sense.
They look like Ten Hag.
Look,
you see, you watch them.
No, I've seen them play, and look, I thought they made some very good signings in the summer. I like the defender. They brought Pavlovic, and then the Tijan Rangers started in this game as well. Loftus-Cheek, but I'm not quite sure how.
Rangers is a baller.
We are going for him.
But we spoke about him last time. Like Rangers was good. Rafael Leao also had a good game in that game against Parma. In fact, the first game he thought he was decent.
I felt like he'll go to Barcelona.
You then go back before they already start almost. You Kansas have 2 million, and if you sign up, your goes like Rafael Leao will be like 90 million. Bugger, make you think. Look, the team that he has, Fonseca, no excuses for him. He should be playing a lot better than he is playing, which makes this weekend's game very tricky when they play against Lazio, who themselves do not have a bad team at all. Like Lazio also, like they can be a tricky side, for anybody. But what is your prediction?
Lazio win.
Lazio win?
Yeah, that's Lazio.
Lazio win. I think Milan's season starts on this one. I don't know. I just think Milan they can't, like Milan. Milan can go 3 games without a win.
Fonseca can. Milan can't. It's different.
And that's exactly the scenario I want to see, so that we quickly get rid of Fonseca.
Right.
You don't sack the hack finish. You don't go sack Fonseca after that.
Now there's a huge
they have given
game.
up on him. Whatever they want to do with him.
There's a huge game at the Allianz Stadium. Juventus will play against AS Roma. Now the Rossi's AS Roma though, they've also struggled at the start of the season. Not for the style. They are still playing well. They're just not winning games.
They're not scoring goals.
They're not scoring goals. But all of that will count for that, of course, even if you don't win games. And unfortunately for them, they are playing against the most informed, or the team that is yet still unbeaten after. The only Serie A team that is unbeaten so far, Juventus.
It's not unbeaten. Winning streak.
Let us not drop points so far.
Look, on paper, it looks exciting. But I think in terms of application, I think Juve are far advanced with what they want to do than Roma.
It's surprising because in the preseason, Juve didn't look like they were set.
They didn't look good, They didn't look good all of a sudden.
We're discussing something.
He was hiding his tactics.
But the season starts to be different level, honestly.
Different, like preseason play.
Preseason,
and you
like,
think, look, it's almost like you think he just carried the Bologna players.
No, it's so seamless.
It's just set, like it's set. And I feel sorry for Roma because again, they are playing
the game has come
well.
too early.
They are creating opportunities. They don't have that finisher. They don't have that goal scorer in their team. So I think you will.
They brought in Dovbek, but look, I mean, he will score eventually, but he's not yet done that.
I don't hate him.
Dovbek.
But he's not the sort of guy that early on, when you need someone to be scoring goals regularly, just so the team finally catches up with the rhythm, and then when the team is set, they can start playing well. He's not that guy. He's someone who, when the team is playing well and the chances are there, he can finish them. But he's not the guy to drag you out of a difficult situation. That's why I felt they needed, and you see, it is his signing reflects the bad decisions they've made 3-4 seasons for now.
Belotti, Tammy Abraham.
Even Lukaku.
Yeah.
Because that was a signing you knew you were not going to be able to retain, right?
It was necessary.
For a season. And it is that short-termism that has hurt them. Now you are stuck with Dybala, who pulled a fast one on the club because initially he said he wanted to go to Saudi.
Yeah, he was going to Saudi.
When they discussed the money and they were not prepared to pay him what he wanted, now he gave that nonsense statement saying that he loves it. You've gone to sit down to negotiate. When they told you that we can't pay you what he wants, now
who should pay him?
But credit to him though, he came back and he was their best player. In the game against Empoli.
That is
that gave me ball.
Sijo.
Ask for the ball.
They are tied with him. They don't have the money.
But who will pay that guy the money? So you play once every 3 months. Dybala.
And then they have to pay you. And because of you, they don't have the money to go in. Now they will be forced to push Tammy Abraham out.
Yeah,
look, and it's not for crazy money.
By,
AC Milan. And it's not for crazy money. That's the thing.
For what?
It's not for crazy money.
That guy agent good.
Yeah, Tammy Rebi. No, in Nigerian blood good.
No, the agent good, bro.
Well, all right. So we all agree that Juventus are favorites. But final game in Serie A, then we move it on. Napoli will play against
Tonto.
Look, they were brilliant.
Tonto.
They were brilliant over the weekend. Look, against when they played Bologna.
Yeah, but Conte is a hypocrite.
First match, you were there complaining. Right now, second match, they said you were brilliant. If the players didn't do, Conte didn't do anything. The players played.
But you listen to his press conference.
Conte don't do anything. You see, that guy, you see, I don't like people like that too. Conte and Mourinho, they cut from the same cloth.
No. The first time I've seen Conte laughing in the Napoli, Napoli is at Lukaku's unveiling. So the guy they laugh, say Lukaku is home, he's happy.
Now
Lukaku and Tonto.
No, it's been a good week for him.
Yeah, McTominay and
Lukaku has trained,
and I can see what they bring to the team. Really, I can see what Lukaku brings to the team.
You don't need to explain it.
And I can see what McTominay also brings to the team. So yeah,
but he has to win the league.
But I'm wondering. Look,
no.
I get what McTominay.
Let's get something clear. He has to win the league.
Why does he have to win the league?
But you, after that, if you don't sign me the players I want, I'm leaving. That nonsense press conference.
And after they want to win.
When you assume, you see, I love Conte to bits. I will support him that if you promise him A, you have to give him A. However, if you also insist on, if I don't get A, I'm not doing the job, you have to deliver the results. Because...
But I think Conte will win.
No, look, the only thing that will be acceptable, aside from winning the league, is a strong finish in the Copa, and then finishing.
If you don't win the league, then strong finish in Copa.
Caps there.
He has to win something.
He goes come out from the cap stuff.
They will focus on the league.
No. But this season there's no Champions League.
There's no Champions League.
There's no Champions League. There's no Europa.
The league then.
No, but the Copa del Rey, Copa Italia.
That is it.
Caps.
League and Cup.
I'm saying that the Conte format for
that
doing
one match a week thing is set.
He's set for him. That's the format.
No, but look. So I get the Lukaku thing. I mean, I don't think Simeone, Raspadori, all of them have laid the line like Conte would like. Matteo Politano and Kvaratskhelia in behind the striker, brilliant. But in midfield, Lobotka and Frank Anguissa, decent. Now, where does Tonto fit? Right? It's but 21 team. So
third man runs.
We want him. 21 team.
Third man runs.
But will they win this weekend though? They play against Parma, I think, at the Maradona.
I think they get them in. I think they get them in.
All right, away from the Italian Serie A.
The real story of the weekend for me was Torino.
Yeah. No, Torino are playing well.
It's not even what happened on the pitch. It's how they sacked the club president and warned him not to set foot in there.
The fans.
And
if you are fooling, why should you?
I love this.
Yeah.
This is another story with Conte at the heart of it because the man who instigated it was a former assistant of Conte's, the head coach of Torino. He essentially gave a press conference and said the club president was the man who's transferred our left back, Raul Bellarona, to Atalanta, the left wing back, to Atalanta, without telling the coaching staff June, July, August, he didn't say anything to them. So when the team played their first match, he gave a press conference and said, go to your club president. And up to 15,000 of those fans marched
to question him
to go and demand answers.
And essentially, the city security council had to warn him that after the intelligence they've gathered, it will not be safe for him. So last weekend, he didn't show up for their match and had to be watching and then posting on his Instagram page. And the funny thing is, the man owns Gazzetta dello Sport, who every weekend they are either posting stories about Inter or Torino. None of this was reported in the newspaper. Of course, you're not going to say that then Yawa your boss.
Yeah.
I love that move from the fans because
otherwise you're in trouble.
I love that move from the fans because often it is people who gaslight them. Like Dybala did. Like Conte often does. But this time, it was they who noticed that the owner of the club transferred a player without replacing our best player. So we needed to show action and they did.
Right. Interesting story there. But let's move on to La Liga. Obviously, 3 games would excite many. The Athletic Club are playing against Atletico Madrid over the weekend. That is a
tasty game.
No, but Atletico to this Espanyol game they didn't win. I don't understand.
Yeah.
At home against Espanyol.
It was so turgid. Like, it was such a bad game to watch. Like, I don't know. It was a difficult game to watch.
It was what I was talking about, that sometimes they drop some inexplicable points that you can't use preseason to excuse it. You can't use the late arrival because this is actually the sort of performance that in the past, they will still put it up and then manage to snatch a late Morata goal, a late Griezmann goal here and there. But this time around, there was nothing like that. But I don't think we're going to see that performance repeated. If there's anything we know about Simeone, he can draw or he can inspire the players to respond to bad performances. And I think they rectified that this weekend against Athletic.
And okay. That's this news is another day. I just had a happy one, but something. Yeah. But they play against Athletic Club.
Yeah.
I mean, would they win?
No, they'll get the win. They'll rectify this.
What do you think?
Right.
Why did you play?
Yeah.
It's easy. You the host podcast. You the host podcast. Then you did
They lose. They lose, but then qualify.
They lose, but
then qualify.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
I said it.
You can just type. Anyway, now
their time will
Danny,
come.
what's your prediction?
Their time will come.
Athletic Club, Atletico Madrid.
This is at Athletic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Athletic Club. It's at Bilbao.
Yeah.
The one themselves haven't started too well.
Only won early against Valencia over the weekend 1-0.
It's a very narrow victory, but this one I'll go goals. I'll not under
It's a lot of
2.5.
goals?
No,
Under 2.5.
Yeah,
That's a high risk one, but high points.
it's very possible.
Yeah, under 2.5.
It's very possible.
Highly possible.
And the 2.5 means 2 goals, right?
Less than 3 goals.
Less than 3 goals.
Yeah.
Atletico can sneak a 2-0.
Right.
Haram ball from minutes 1 to 92 counter-attacking goals, or 1 counter-attacking goal, 1 from the corner kick.
Somebody who boot Nico Williams.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay, so Barcelona will be at home to Real Valladolid. Barcelona, with all the problem that they had, Dani Olmo had a cracking debut. Cracking debut. The second half was
Charlie, you
brilliant.
know Olmo.
Charlie, say my time is now. Look, he's a Barca boy.
You know why he did that?
Didn't get his opportunity to play for the club. He's gone away for the last 11 or 10 years. He's come back on his debut. In the second 45 minutes, he was by miles the best player on the pitch for Barcelona. Incredible stuff.
3 hours to kick off. Boga had not been registered.
They take Asteris put in him.
Boga, so when he's doing this,
my time is now.
Boga, he knows. But I
believe the performance.
I felt very bad for someone like Marc Bernal because he
young player played well then.
The opening 2 games. Only
the season might be over.
And look, there, like Daniel said, there is a consistency to these injuries that Real Madrid, to these injuries that all of these kids are having, right? I am thinking that, and this one, I'm going to blame Laporta, and here's why. If Barca had not made a lot of those acquisitions that they made, and you see, for those players that they essentially activated these levers to go and sign, Eric Garcia, Ferran Torres,
they brought them no value.
They brought no value to them. If they had gone through that period of austerity quietly, at the time when all of these young players are emerging, they would have been in the position to properly reinforce the squad and not be required or be forced to play Gavi as much as they played him, Pedri as much as they played him, and now Marc Bernal. But because Laporta handled this whole period so badly, he ended up activating levers to sign players who didn't add any value to the team, failed to give the team the staff size or the squad size that would have liberated someone like Pedri, Gavi. Now, even Ansu Fati and then Lamine Yamal. Lamine isn't supposed to be starting every game at Barcelona, but they've thrown him into the team.
As for Barca, they will play you until you're injured.
Because they don't have anyone. And the irony of this is, the manager they have plays high-octane football. In fact, if you want to know the proper Hansi Flick team, it was the 8-2 against Barcelona. During his days. Non-stop running from minute 1 to... And you see, the football that they've played in the first 2 matches, they won't stop.
Right.
There will be variations in terms of how they attack, but the intensity will always be there. That means players who are fragile and cannot cope with that, they will break.
Okay.
And for me, it's unfortunate that possibly one of the best midfield talents or holding midfield talents they've produced since Busquets, Marc Bernal. And look, the kid was so good in the opening 2 games. Just when we all started getting excited about him, then this happens. And now Barca need to find a way because Frankie is hardly fit these days, right? Pedri is just coming in. He's not supposed to be playing every game, but without Marc Bernal, you have to make adjustments and will be forced to play Pedri in every game. Whether he's 100% fit or not, he will play. Ansu Fati, I'm sure now they would have to, whatever magic they have to work to keep that guy around the team, they have to.
Nobody even wants him.
No,
But
their medical team needs to be investigated.
No, but when you look at some of the injuries, can you like the better injury? How do you play them?
Okay.
But it's about my problem is agreed with what you said it though. It's about when these players are being treated and when they are coming back. It's like the setback that Ansu Fati had, the setback that Pedri had, even Gavi has had.
It's always like that.
There's always
the muscle issues.
Yeah,
but it's because they are playing them when they are not ready. So
yeah, that's what he's
so
like.
Yeah. So look at
They're so desperate. They rush you back. You get injured. Go back.
Because how can you mess up with an injury as high profile as what Ansu had?
No.
Then anyway, what was the prediction like now? Barcelona Valladolid. I think they win.
Oh, they win.
I think Barca wins this one. Okay, quickly. At the time of recording, though, Las Palmas are at first half beating Real Madrid. Now that takes me to what Real Madrid are going to do this weekend. We don't know what the final score is. We don't know what the mood is going to be after the game. But Real Madrid this weekend are playing against Real Betis at the Bernabeu. I don't know if Real Madrid are going to come back to win this one. It makes it really more difficult to analyze what is to come. But we've seen the first two games of Real Madrid. We are yet to see this one. Of course, we'll catch it. We'll catch the delayed game later. But at the Bernabeu, we saw them win the last time out, even though they were not necessarily pretty. They got a win. You thought they were good?
I thought they were good. They were just missing chances.
They wanted to score the perfect goal. That was their problem.
I think they were so desperate to try and get Mbappe off the mark.
So many scenarios. Like it was too easy, but they just couldn't get the ball in the back on them.
It was because they wanted to score the perfect goal.
But okay, so this is my thing. When Mbappe was in the game, it appeared like they wanted to really get him off the mark, so he settles him. When Mbappe came off, and then Diaz came on, Hendrick came on, they were a bit more relaxed. Like nobody was trying to play for anybody. Like, everybody was just enjoying the game, and they scored twice.
Also, they were able to tease the opponents further up the pitch than they were defending. So both goals that they scored, there was about between 30 to 40 yards.
And Hendrick is
for them
goal.
He scored a goal.
No, but
look, he's a proper player.
The Mbappe chance, the highlight when they played it in behind for him. That's a goal.
Yeah.
The Rodrigo and Vinicius thing, I don't know what Rodrigo was trying to do. Whether to pass the ball.
Vinicius did play that side football into Mbappe.
That second touch was not necessary.
He was trying to flick it
that
somewhere.
Second touch Rodrigo took was not necessary.
Yeah. So the chances were there. But, against Betis, for all of you, remember, you can head to, check the link. We've got our betting code for you. When you go to head to Betway, use the promo code Mallam, go and get your free bets there. Real Madrid Betis, who wins this one? Madrid at home.
Madrid are winning. Betis are even going to be, I expect, without Nabil Fekir, who's on his way to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, he's a feature.
Yeah.
Anyway, now let's rush through the Premier League now and look at the games that are coming and drop our predictions for that one. Then we can call it a day. Arsenal are playing against Brighton. Arsenal 2 out of 2. Brighton 2 out of 2. Now, who drops points first?
Arsenal over 2.5.
Arsenal over 2.5.
I think to be a very simple game for
Arsenal.
The way Brighton...
Yeah. And I learned that very well last season.
Open.
Yeah.
They want to play
simple.
Football.
They made it too simple.
Arsenal finished them off.
They are going to give Manchester United a lesson on how to deal with Brighton.
So Arsenal win for you.
Yeah.
Great. All right, so let's look at the other games that will come.
Arsenal win, Saka to score.
Arsenal win, Saka. Oh, that's a big call. Saka to score, Arsenal win. Okay, now let's take a look at this one then. Where is City? City play against Mohamed Kudus' West Ham in London.
City win.
City win?
Yeah, City win.
But
again, Kudus will be involved in a goal.
Haaland to score? Anybody?
Haaland will score again.
Haaland will score a brace. Look, the West Ham win last week, it was a very funny victory.
Yeah.
It was a full
I don't know how Palace didn't score 3 in that game.
Yeah.
Charlie,
just managed
the ball
to escape.
that
But again,
rattled the upright.
is a shot. But look, to be honest, City will not waste those opportunities.
They'll finish
if you are, and the West Ham defensive frailties have been there. Week 1, it was there. We saw it last week again.
Yeah.
You don't fix that over 2 weeks. It looks like the system is not working like that.
Chelsea, though, will play against Crystal Palace after they won impressively against Wolverhampton Wanderers, especially in that second half. They played some fabulous football. But they are at home now to Crystal Palace. They now have to bounce back from the defeat in the Conference League second leg against Sevilla. They lost by 2-1. They've still advanced to the next stage of to the competition itself, even though they lost. They need to bounce back from that.
So.
Yeah, Chelsea do have a second team now.
Yeah,
okay.
We and Nkunku them.
But they are Shilly them.
Yeah, but they are
right. So they have to bounce back to winning ways against Crystal Palace at home. They should do that.
Mateta.
Are you predicting Palace win?
Mateta, VAR. Chelsea will come and blame the referee.
So Chelsea are not winning?
It will be a score draw.
A score draw.
Mateta. VAR.
Okay. That Chelsea win over Wolverhampton Wanderers was false. That game
somebody scored 6.
That game could have easily ended in a draw. Ended in a draw. And the spaces Chelsea were leaving in the middle and even in behind.
It was a chaotic game though.
Look.
For neutrals, it was exciting. I was watching, I was loving it.
You see, at home, they would even be emboldened more to play 10, 15 meters further up the pitch and attack them. Those spaces will appear.
Can Palace make the most of it?
I think Palace get a point here.
Ooh, all right. So Newcastle
both teams to score.
Both teams to score?
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, you say score draw, you said both teams to score, which means you are looking at 1.5 at the least.
Yeah.
At the very least. Okay, Newcastle play against Tottenham Hotspur.
The game will be rough.
Yeah, this is a game, man.
It will be rough.
Cracking.
Remember the game is
at St. James's.
St. James's Park.
Newcastle over 2.5.
That's a wild one.
Newcastle over 2. I'm not saying Newcastle and as in Newcastle will score over 2.5.
No. Like Newcastle will win.
The game will produce
like minimum of 3.
Yeah, and Newcastle will win.
Same here.
Ooh.
In fact, I would go.
I see Newcastle beating Spurs. That's
I would go as far as saying that Newcastle will win by a 2-goal margin or better.
Look, when I saw Newcastle play the last time out against Burnley, they were lucky to work away.
It's who they play against. Spurs.
Look,
and how
set.
open they've looked.
Thank you. Tottenham
and also because
Newcastle is set for the
team. And also because this Newcastle team have the biggest defeat Spurs have suffered was inflicted by Newcastle. Was it 6-0? 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, that game that they finished the game in the first 12 minutes. Yeah, man.
We'll be here again.
Right. Okay. Now let me run you by some of the other games because the Premier League is the most watched, the most full. All of you want to know about. Let's try to take quick predictions on this one before we talk about the game of the weekend to wrap it up. Now let's start against Aston Villa. Where does
Jordan to score?
Jordan to score?
Yeah, Jordan to score.
You to say Jordan to score?
Jordan to score.
He infects you. Aston Villa go beat Leicester. Bassa! Make nobody lie you.
But I didn't say.
I don't talk say Leicester.
Aston Villa to win. Jordan won't score. Bugger.
Okay.
He will not score.
In fact, I'll double down and say Fatal assist Jordan to score.
Aston Villa win. Make you know. Okay. Everton Bournemouth. It's a dicey game.
Bournemouth or draw. I don't think Everton can beat Bournemouth.
Bournemouth or draw.
Again, Antoine Semenyo goal or assist.
He started the season really well. Forest will play against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Forest at home.
Over 2.5.
Over 2.5.
2-0 teams.
Yeah.
Forest win or draw.
This game could very much be the most exciting game of the weekend or the most boring game. Yeah, it's like no in-betweens. Ipswich versus Fulham.
The match could
but the Premier League to get some games like that.
The match could be.
Ipswich versus Fulham, that could be.
No,
like Ipswich go be opening.
Fulham Adama Fadama will give them counter. I think Fulham will draw.
Fulham will draw.
By the time the weekend is over, we may be seeing another Ghanaian at Fulham. Your friend Enes Nyama.
He's not my friend.
Yeah, we understand Leon are looking at.
Both Everton and then Fulham.
Yeah,
might be making a deal, but I think they have more quality than Ipswich. Ipswich playing at home will have the fans behind them, but as we saw against Liverpool, at a certain point you need the quality to get you over the line, and I think that the sort of starts that Fulham and they didn't look terrible against Man United. They didn't look terrible last weekend as well when Emil Smith, who actually scored for them. I think they will continue this run. This time around, we'll get maximum points.
I think
briefly on that deal, I'm really hoping that he goes to Fulham.
Yeah,
I think Marco Silva is what he's missing to bring some urgency and finality to his game. He's exciting to watch, but he's one of those players that's why I say he's not my friend. I like to watch him when he's not playing for me.
Yeah.
I don't like to watch him when he's playing
for Ghana.
When he's playing for me and I need action.
He can be frustrating.
He can be a bit frustrating, especially because of the ability that he has. You know that he can do it, yet he's not doing it. But with Marco Silva, what he did with Willian coming back, what he did with Dico Duva-Reed, what he did with nonsense name, what he's doing with Pereira.
Yeah.
Even Adama Fadama. Like, you can tell the way Fulham plays.
Even this guy, Muniz, the striker, he can't
go Muniz started bang. So he's that sort of player that I think will suit Fulham, and Fulham will suit him well. If he's playing with somebody like along that the three, of course, you play on the right. It looks like Fadama will sit down.
Yeah.
So it will be Nyama, then ahead of them is Muniz, then Emil Smith Rowe
behind them.
and then the guy for the left there, no. I forget him. But the guy for the left there, no.
It will be. It's the reason he will be there.
Iwobi was here. Iwobi was playing there.
For me, it's a move you only make if you're guaranteed 50% of games.
Because
last season he was inconsistent. He didn't have a lot of games. I think this is the season. If he stays at Lyon, he gets to play more games. Already, he started both games. I think it was only the injury that got him subbed off.
No, last season he was playing. No, just that the numbers were not good.
That's what I'm talking
for
about.
The games
so now he needs that rhythm to essentially improve on what he was doing last season, right? Get into a certain groove. I can understand the arguments about the influence a coach can have on his career. I just feel he needs a certain continuity, at least for one more year, before we throw him into an environment like the Premier League. Because
we'll see. Anyway, Brentford will play against Southampton. What's the prediction like?
We did this thing. Come on, Dimi bench player.
No, he hits.
No, he was sitting on the bench before he got here. People they watch
last season.
He was bench from.
But he left.
But he tapped the bench before
the guy was sitting on the bench. He didn't want to.
No, it's not like
come on. He started sitting on the bench when he was
playing the Premier League.
That's no. I said the guy the tap, but he say he hit. Like that's the excuse. He was sitting on the bench
in the championship long before.
So let's not like
the guy he hits.
My point is see if the move is good and the coach can improve you, go. This Lyon, Charlie, last season they play Lyon. Like Charlie, some games are what?
Anyway, now let's talk about the game for the weekend. Then we wrap the pod up.
See Fatah is Haku. You don't like right now. If Fatah gets the ball, a striker is expectant. The fans are expectant. That be policy, no. You can't sit in your comfort zone and be 10 and then they are cutting you for adverts. That be nonsense. They are using you for adverts, but you are not improving.
The adverts have to go show where you go dribble. They don't know if you see where
you go cross ball.
Because they cross they come.
You know they come.
See, the guy get potential.
No.
If they find policy, God, the next AFCON with the goal.
See, I'll talk something. I say
on a wide options,
the left-footed wide players, they don't play it for the world inside. So you don't have to be too good. You have to be.
Anthony said they get play.
Anthony get Man United move because they were looking for a player to replace Greenwood. No day. Wait, Anthony then sign 100 million. Right now, if you see Saka is so good, but I think he's stalled. Like he's not been able to move up the numbers like Mohamed Salah did. If you take Mohamed Salah out, left-footed forward, the next player that comes to mind is Saka. And even Saka, he reached some heights. He stayed there for a while, and that height is very good. After Saka, the left-footed forward players within
they plenty.
Where them like
no, I say like they are scattered around the same. Yeah.
So if you feel step up small, that's where me and make Kudus say. Make Kudus make up in mind say that be in position
left wing.
Then do like because they see.
No, but to be frank, even in the Premier League, say Jared Bowen after Saka, I be like Jared Bowen.
It be Bowen day. It be Bowen.
Of consistency.
It be Bowen. It be Jared Bowen, bro. Across the sea, go La Liga. They go to say Lamine Yamal. Yes. After Lamine Yamal, who? Nobody.
That's why Lamine at 16, 17. They're not playing.
Go Bundesliga. They go to say Olise. If Olise, they're going to do that job for them.
For what you are saying to happen, he needs to be able to decouple his reality.
Who are you talking about?
Kudus. From the nonsense people they cheer. The dribble that was trending. Wait. No, we need to because
if you enter that space,
Sicho, we need to because the dribble that a lot of people were cheering, it was nonsense football. You see that? You won't do that in Pep's team.
Back way, boom, back way. It was necessary.
How? Tell me how.
See, last season he wouldn't have had to do that thing. Last season there would have been product.
Boga.
Look, no, to be frank, this season Kudus I go talk for him. When they are playing him, look, it's very difficult. Let me tell you. 2018, Pep said something about like modern day football and wingers playing on their favorite side. So as in a right-footed winger playing on the right side, it's very difficult dribbling inside. Extremely difficult. It is easier for a left, like it's always easier for you to cut in, because that's on your favorite side. Now you have more dynamism.
And when you cut in, the pitch opens up. But when you're on your side,
when you are dribbling inside, your options are closing. But that's where the space is. The space is not on the outside. So you see the Valencia Valencia Adama, they push, cross. But with Kudus who has an eye for goal, somebody who is his natural instinct is sending him into the box. When you put him in that position, he's coming inside. Like you're closing the options he can do. So that thing he do where he dribble. In a proper functioning system, the way he enter the middle, no, where he tell like this way he lose the ball, no, people would have opened up for him where he could just go past them.
No, but see,
thank you.
The team
let me respond to that. The issue is that you do that when you know that there are options around you.
Yeah.
So
but he was going nowhere.
When you run into traffic, you can release the ball quickly.
Because of this team, Pep go buy him.
Okay, cool.
This team, last season, Seth, he do against Man City.
Okay.
Surrounded by 4 or 5 this team. If you have that technical ability to break past 3, 4, 5 people, a sensible coach.
The left player.
See.
Savinho.
Yes, Savinho. And see, in a proper functioning system, you go past 2, 3, 4.
See,
there will be players for you to pass.
The one against City, if you do that closer to the box, it makes sense. If you do that in an area where you are isolated, and you end up...
But he lose the ball higher.
No,
and he was the only Western player.
I'm saying that. So in an area where
he was the highest, like the furthest Western.
That's my point. Like, where was he really going with it?
Boga, if he jailed the last person, you don't go talk that.
No, he couldn't have jailed. After that, then they get like 4 other people. The back four was intact too.
But United is serious.
Okay, now let's move the conversation on. Let's talk about Man United against Liverpool. Eric Ten Hag's team lost their.
If Messi Mount go fit, you no go happy. Messi Mount, if you go fit, that's all pass somebody. You no go happy.
Let's talk about Messi Mount's team though. They play against Arne Slot.
Wait, Ugarte first.
Oh, forget Ugarte. Let's talk about the game.
No. He changes a lot about this. If the coach decides to be serious.
But
not just this game.
No, so we'll have a conversation about him later. Let's talk about the game and the predictions. So, they play against Man United, lost against Brighton. A game that they could have won, they could have drawn. It could have gone anywhere. In the end, he went against them. And it's lost Liverpool, though. They've played some fascinating football in some sport. But you expect them to beat Ipswich, you expect them to beat Brentford at Anfield, right? These are games you expect them to win. But now this is the proper big test for Arne Slot. And for Eric Ten Hag, it could be back-to-back defeats before the international break. You know, the great race to start the season. For Arne Slot, it could be 9 points in his first 3 games. So it can really spark a momentum shift for them. Plenty hangs on this game, even though it's very early in the season. But how do you guys see this game being played out?
Actually, you start. I want to read a Bible verse.
Actually, over to you. while the rabbi.
I think Liverpool are favorites for this one because tactically they have a settled team who don't need to change too much to find the solutions that are required to beat this Manchester United, which aren't much anyway. One of the things that I've seen Liverpool do, and they've done so well, they did it in preseason, was how they can step off the ball and drop very deep with the center forward almost around the center line, go long, brings the ball down, which is Mohamed Salah anyway. He combines with Szoboszlai, who goes wide. And by the time that ball gets there, there is either Diogo Jota or another of those wide players making a run. So
I look at here. I post some video of Liverpool last weekend. Then play some combination. Van Dijk switch the ball diagonal to Mo. We Mo drop away cutting. We give the ball to Szoboszlai. We Szoboszlai give him back. We pin the ball into Jota. We Jota pin the ball into Szoboszlai. We Szoboszlai play some through pass. But the midfielder who was running with Salah stayed with Salah throughout. Otherwise, like some go away Liverpool score here. I want that in a day the whole side they clap. Baby girl come and say, why? I say, Charlie, come and watch football with me, baby.
Look,
serious, sexy football.
Sexy.
Look, and if you clip up all of the games they played in preseason, you could see traces of this. So against Manchester United, they scored a similar goal in preseason. Against Ipswich, they scored a similar goal. In fact, they created chances playing that way. And sometimes these are some of the little things that you need. A manager comes in, identifies what is his best route to goal.
Yeah.
The combinations that are the ones that will create chances for him. I mean, he doesn't need to sustain momentum. He doesn't need 30 or 40 passes. If that is established, he has delivered 6 points from 2 games for him. His best creators are involved in the goals that they are scoring. His best creators are involved in the chances they are creating. And so Szoboszlai is looking like a much improved player because there is clarity in terms of job description. There is no confusion about what he needs to do. Even in the one area that Liverpool appear to have a deficiency, that has to be in Ryan Gravenberch because, look, I don't think that guy is a holding midfielder. It may work, but the chances of it working are very minimal. Look, people want to reference the fact that he he played in a double pivot at Ajax, and then it worked. It's been what, 4 or 5 years since that time. The idea that he
who was he playing with Ajax?
The idea that he will suddenly become the same player. No,
who was he playing?
I think it was Lisandro Martinez, right?
No, it was Sean.
No, Sean left. Sean left. Sean left for
after Ten Hag
that Champions
season.
League. Yeah.
No, but Gravenberch was in that season. Oh,
Gravenberch
was
Gravenberch.
No, it was Kudus. Kudus wasn't in that.
Kudus wasn't in the Champions League run
season. Giddy.
No,
but when Sean left,
was Gravenberch in that.
In fact, no, he wasn't. Gravenberch was after. So Gravenberch partnered Kudus.
Gravenberch.
The Ajax that lost to Chelsea in the.
That will make them a group.
Yeah, Sean was there.
Sean played in that.
Sean was there.
Gravenberch actually partnered Kudus for a while.
Yeah.
It was Gravenberch, Sean, Gravenberch, Alvarez.
Yeah.
The two of them.
Yeah, Alvarez, yeah.
Around that time. So for me, it's not something I would want to bank my hopes on. But the most important thing for Liverpool fans and this team is that even for the lack of proper holding midfielder and the fact that Gravenberch is a forced fit, the entire plan does not rely on him. So whether he plays well or not, it is the other side of the coin. Maybe when they don't have the ball, right? And they need to show up and defend well and all of that. But in terms of their route to goal, against Manchester United, you don't necessarily need to play well. You need just solidity, but a clear path to goal. And they've established 2 patterns. The goal they scored against Manchester United in pre-season that they've created again multiple times. And then the route of actually going through the middle, sustaining an attack. They can do it. The long balls, either from Van Dijk or even Trent. So I'm very worried for Manchester United because you don't know which United is going to step up. You cannot bank your hopes on that first half performance against Brighton because, and for me, it was one of the best pressing performances from United. The centerpiece of that is not going to be available, and that's Mason Mount. I don't trust Erik ten Hag to find the solutions or to find a way around this particular team to play in a manner that makes it simpler for United to keep Liverpool at bay and still be able to create the goal-scoring chances. And the thing about this United team is they are not clinical. They will need about 3 or 4 clear-cut chances to score 1. In a game like this, I don't think it's going to cut it for them.
Right. Then Man United are at home. That should count for something, no?
As for United being able to beat Liverpool, it is very possible. As for Ten Hag being able to beat Arne Slot, it is very possible. But you are asking me, do I want it to happen?
That's what I ask. Why are you asking yourself questions? I asked him a clear question. When you know here, I'm saying that Man United are playing at home. We're only comfort. You are setting your own questions for yourself, and you are throwing it at me. That you are asking me.
Did you not hear the answer to your question in my response? I said, as for Man United being able to beat Liverpool,
yes,
it is possible. You've seen it.
Yes.
As for Ten Hag being able to beat Arne Slot,
yes,
he can do it.
Yes.
But I'm saying that that's your question answered.
That's my question.
Giving my solution.
Now you're asking your questions.
Now, do I want it to happen?
You want it to happen? Okay.
Yes, because I'm a United fan. But no, because I'm a proper United fan. Now, if mechanic tell you say your car, you know if you go above 30, you move from Hatu to Kokomlemle.
Go chair for the road top.
You go chair for the road. You know you get there.
But
you know say you go chair. You understand? If alternative car day, with that one you go free. But that car no, you know they Hatu. They Hatu Junction.
Right.
You the bab. So you forgo small.
Reach the junction.
Then fire. You go reach Kokomlemle like 30 minutes before if like you stay your car inside when if you go above 30. That car that can go above 30 is Ten Hag. I'm tired. Where we've reached now, I'm tired. You see? Let me read scripture for you. He said, he who spares the rod hates his son. But he who loves him disciplines him properly. This is Proverbs 13:24. Then Proverbs 22:15. That one is my favorite. 22:15. They say foolishness. So it's the Bible.
Yeah.
So those who go and write, and why are you insulting? It's the Bible. Read your Bible. It is not. It is an adjective. It is not an insult. Foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child.
Yes.
But the rod of correction will drive it far from him. Ten Hag.
Who is the child here?
How many times will we cane you, Ten Hag? How many times? How many times will you discipline Ten Hag?
But the season is young.
No. We are not talking about the season.
Okay.
How many times will we discipline you, Ten Hag? How many times has Man United lost games, dropped points because of poor in-game management?
Yeah, but he keeps winning.
He keeps winning what?
Carabao Cup, FA Cup, 2 titles in 2 years.
That's why I said, as a proper Man U fan, a true Man U fan, we know
that's
that
not enough for you.
Ferguson. If Ferguson won, when Ferguson won was third. When Mourinho came, Mourinho Wenger after the invincible season, United finished third. Mourinho came, won his first season, United finished third. When crisis
for finishing third.
Today we are happy. I'm a true United fan. So the top is my goal. The top, I can see that we'll get there. But the guy who is taking us there,
he has to go.
Or check. So, will I want him to win this game and then suffer the inevitable? Because as for the fooling to continue, the Hag is that stubborn. We've killed him, sir. Okay, they give this guy 7-0 safe. They give this guy 7-0 safe. You don't change.
But actually, today at the office, they watch the highlights. I see that game. I say, hey.
See, look at last week. Momentum is in your hand.
Yeah.
You are creating scenario after scenario after scenario.
You take off Bruno, you take off Maguire.
Bruno, come and sit down. Tonto.
Enter.
And I saw Bruno's face after the sub. It was
he
like...
was shocked. Then all of a sudden, it switches.
Flips.
And for the second week in a row, when we were watching the Fulham game, I said, 10 minutes to go. Why are you changing your center back pairing? When your opposition is now chasing the game.
A center back pairing is something you don't
tamper with.
Yeah, I mean,
and this was the first time the two of them
another defender, but or less an injury. Yeah, but it just a change.
The two. United escaped. Then you go and do it again. In a game where, to be frank, Maguire was at fault for the first goal.
True.
But because United were defending deep.
He had a very good game, I thought.
The second half suited. Let him play. He's already used to the rhythm of the game.
Yeah.
Like, let them play. Let the center back. Let them play. If anything, you add another defender. You can't change things. Look at the goal United conceded.
Terrible.
It is not a one-off. You see, that's my thing.
Yeah, it's not happening.
It's something has been happening.
It's been happening since Man United won the Carabao Cup. Like every game since the Carabao Cup through last season.
This same thing. So, Anslot, I beg you.
Do your job.
Do your job. Because I know that Ineos, after the meeting that we had, I don't tell you that meeting.
No.
Oh. Then we do some Ineos meeting be Tuesday. When Ugarte, no say me then Ugarte.
Yeah. Mano be your boy.
When me then Uga, I call him Uga.
Yeah,
me then Uga in the agency with the finalized things. When they send it, say yeah, we set. Can you believe Ten Hag tell you say he won't keep Tonto?
So make no bring Uga.
Make no bring Uga. We say So I watch Sir Jim in face, no. The face he give Ten Hag, no. I say, this thing they come.
Yeah.
They come. When me to I go poison that. Coach, don't be serious. We Sir Jimmy vex. He vex. But we go.
Because Jimmy know they sign the player for Hagi pay.
No.
They sign the player because
young, enterprising midfielder, butcher from Uruguay, hard guy, Charlie combative. You say you want Tonto. So okay. So when Tonto left, no, that when Mason Mount come there. To the side. So Mason Mount, no, the time Sir Jim come, Sir Jim say, this guy, like they be a Oprah, like every day be a hit. When they won't see like why, like you know the bab, why say you cry every day they hit. The Fulham game though, he did run. The guy finished the match. Boys they shower, boys they take fruits, you say then water, then electrolyte water, boys they Mason Mount did a bag, they drink more Guinness. Sugar, they drink more. Mason Mount for the bag, they more than pie. You see, for the bag, the ultra for the bag, there. You say if you come out from the dressing room, ultra,
it tends to
the corner there.
The Fulham match.
Chop. Thank you. Where's Sir Jim C? So Sir Jim C, the thing, he did heart, or you won't talk the thing. So the meeting finished now. After he vex plus the Tonto team, we come out from the boardroom now where the medical team bring the results say Mount hit.
So it be dies, then it be off the pitch issues.
Then no, you watch Ten Hag in face. What Ten Hag in face? They can't talk something about pulling shit. I say,
cool down for the boy.
So you watch my voice, you say, Charlie, we now with the bab the same thing. In November, I tell you,
you go work.
This to make you no pray. The guy will set in
body
up. So the team is when we have quick meeting after, I tell Cersei, see, the guy will set him body up, but there are some certain fixtures that you need to start the agenda. No?
Yeah.
So then I text Ancelot. I say, Boga,
for do the job.
Just do the job.
And I think the thing is that after these games, we've got the international break. So it sets up for 2 weeks.
Quick.
So for everything. Anyway, guys, this brings us to the end of our pod today. Please make sure that you drop your comments and drop your predictions as well. Don't forget to use the promo code MALLAMGO. And it's a free bet for you. Also, all the games that we've listed and all the games that we've predicted, we're going to put them together. And then we'll put it down there for you to use the code. To use the betting code and use the promo code. And then you can bet for free. I think we've exhausted everything. And everything is said and done. Danny, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Achu. Coach is not in today, but he's surely going to be here with us the next time. So please then, keep sharing the pod. Subscribe to it. Drop your comments, like it, and then push the notification button as well. Once we drop the post, you get to see it. Mallam, subscribe to the Mallam Go podcast and let's have all the conversation about it. Let's take the conversation as well to X. Whatever you see on the pod, if you disagree with any of the boys,
move to them.
Move to them on X.
Move to them.
Your handle is Achutamaklo.
Yeah.
And then Danny K.
I've forgotten.
Check. If you guys say you pay the X, I will check. They can make a check for you guys. If you guys say
me, I will engage you.
In MB,
me, I will engage you.
Danny 77K.
77K.
Yeah, and you know mine is official Sicho. Yeah, so
me, I don't like intellectual discussions. Come and throw me. Say if I catch you, I will give you.
You best sell. That'll be your best sell. Guys, thank you very much. It's been a wonderful weekend again coming your way with the Mallam Go podcast. We do this for you, just as you like to support us. We enjoy bringing you more content. There's plenty coming your way. It's bye for now. Enjoy the rest of the time.